Okay, I'm here with Esteban, also known as SorcerousSteve in the forums. So, you are a map maker.
That is correct. World builder.
We've actually talked on, I guess a year ago, we did a video.
That's right.
And I think back then I was impressed with your the map that you were working on. I thought it was really great. And then I come back again a year later, and I find myself still impressed with the work you're doing. So, good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I enjoy, I'm enjoying these scenes and the world stuff that you're building. So I think it's actually pretty cool.
Oh, thank you.
So we did a meeting earlier today, and it was about, you know, how many of you here are building maps? Three
well,
of you?
there's 3 people who are doing it, you know, almost all the time. But I would say 3 is the core.
Okay. And so we kind of went over all the maps and stuff, and it was interesting to see because, so now you have this right here, which is what you're working on. What's
Right.
the name of this scene?
Right, so this is an upcoming map called North Quell Way. We're currently debating the name, actually.
Oh, okay.
So the name might change, but for the moment, that's the name of the map.
And what I was, so in the meeting, there was some things that were said about the map. And no criticisms or whatnot. It was just some things that looked a little different, and it pointed out to me the difficulty in actually building one of these. So I look at this and I say, ooh, I'm a creative type, I could do this, but maybe not, you know? And so can we go in and look at the
Sure.
at the city here, or at
Yes.
the area?
Yes. So
Take us just a quick tour.
right, yeah, so North Quell Way, this is a map that's an adventure scene. It mainly focuses around this road that goes through the map. The main points of interest here is the fact that the map is located between these 2 mountain ranges.
Oh, look at that. That looks spectacular. I didn't see that other side. What is the floaty rock bits there?
Let's see. So this is just me kind of cliffing out the map. So the area is mostly like a very mountainous valley area. And this is me. I mean, this map is, you know, heavily a work in progress right now.
Oh, yes. Yes.
But
so it may look very different by the time it's done.
Yes, it would look a lot more polished, and the other structures would probably be in place. But at this point, I'm just kind of like doing the rough terrain work and cliffing out. So combining mesh and rock texture to just give life to the mountains.
It looks really nice.
Oh, thank you.
And so especially, I like the detail that I'm seeing from distance as well.
Right.
And now, one of the challenges that came up in the meeting was that maybe like how fast the water is flowing.
Right. Yes.
So tell us about, you know, what it's like to build water like this, and do you select how fast it goes, or? Yes,
I have complete control over that. So right here, what we see is, you know, off in the distance we can see waterfalls that are cascading down. So I wanted to illustrate how, you know, high up, as you go higher in elevation, there's snow, but as you begin to go down, you know, that snow thaws into water and then comes off running down the slopes. In these
and that is a pretty steep angle there, actually.
Right. Yes. But yes, these rivers are meshes that I've modeled, kind of going with the terrain that I've sculpted. So you can see this is one very big piece.
Oh, okay.
And it's just a mesh that I'm continually extruding as I go down the mountainside, and then I UV that mesh to get the water flowing in a way in which I want it to flow. So let's see, let's go ahead and
So it looks like the water is broken up into 2 pieces here,
right,
or
yes.
more.
Yes.
And so, oh yeah, look at that.
Here, so this is actually our entire river mesh.
Wow.
But this is just in a way in which I'm controlling the UV, so I'm editing the way in which it flows downhill.
Okay.
Now it was mentioned in map review that the water was flowing a bit too fast. Now, yes,
Which
we
I
can
could see
adjust
it
that.
going really fast here, and then down here maybe appearing to be slower.
Right. Yes, and that has to do in part because of the way the UVs are done, but I also have another way to manipulate that, and that's via like the material settings. So over here, you can see I can modify the main texture speed, the bump speed of the river, and so I'll be doing probably a combination of both. So modifying the UVs and at the same time modifying the material, which the material is the water itself. So that's pretty much what you see here, right? This comes together
And that's what.
to eventually give the water look.
Okay. How interesting.
Now, in this case, I do have like an overlaying texture, which kind of gives it the foam look. So kind of like simulating rapids in a way.
Okay.
But that all comes together, and eventually you see this.
Yeah. So, and then another component in here that you were discussing on here is this building up here with a door, or hey, what is that little person there?
That's our scale woman. So there's various of these scale women scattered on the map. I drop them in just to maintain scale.
So that you don't have a wagon that's twice their size,
Right.
or
yes.
the woman's twice the size of the wagon.
Right, exactly. And especially when
okay.
building like a large scenic map like this, where there's a lot of scale being thrown out. So I just want to make sure the camp is going to be the size that I want the camp to be,
Right.
not be out of proportion.
All right. Let's go look at that door that you were trying to figure out.
Right. So part of the story behind this camp is that it was overrun by the undead. And right now we were talking about these breakable barriers. So these are just some breakaways that I made about a couple weeks ago. They're barriers that are made out of wood that you can break apart. And I was just chatting with Keith Quinn over there about adding some more functionality to them.
Right. So if you could, so I know that you can dream up a lot of stuff for this.
Yes.
And everything, but that a lot of that requires maybe some new stuff put into the game that isn't there currently.
Exactly.
Some logic or programming or whatever you call it. And so do you then take a look at this and you say, oh, I got all this dream for all this cool stuff, and then do you just present that, and then you guys try and work through that to figure out how to make that work? Or do you just go, I can't do that cool stuff, I can only do this?
Pretty much. What you just described, I'll get ideas, and first I have to see if we have the tech available for it. We are limited for time, we are limited for manpower.
Right,
so I have to see if the tech is available, and then after that, see how it would kind of go along with anything else that's in the game. And as you overheard my conversation with Keith, we were thinking about well, what would happen if you did this, or if the player did that, or if a player approached the breakable barrier from one side and then there was another player already inside. So yes, sometimes.
And what you're talking about here is talking about being able to break it down and maybe put it back up again.
Maybe, but we have yet to see if that will be possible.
Right. And then I also heard you guys talking about that, okay, well maybe that's exploitable too, because maybe one's breaking down while the other one's putting up, and it just becomes a thing where your carpentry skill just goes through the roof because you're constantly putting it up or something.
Right,
I don't know.
exactly, yeah. But yeah, sometimes ideas will be feasible and sometimes they won't. But at least we'll throw it out there and see if it sticks.
Yeah. Well, I think it sounds like an awesome idea. I'd love to be able to barricade myself in here. You know what? Stuff like that could be put into PvP zones too. You could figure it out.
Yeah.
Because then you could have people barricading themselves in and doing a siege type thing.
Potentially.
Yeah, where other players are getting shot arrows through the boards.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. That could be fun. And, a purple potion could take the wall out, or the door out.
True, yeah.
Oh man, we can go all over the place
we
with
could
this.
go, yeah.
Yeah. Trap them in there forever?
Just keep repairing it. They can't get out.
Oh, goodness. So, okay, now this map, we've kind of seen a little bit of an overview of it. How many hours do you think you have into this map so far?
I mean, right now it's about let's see, maybe 3+ days of work. So I'm usually here 8 hours a day. So 3 times 8, maybe 24 hours, maybe 20-ish hours.
Is that common that, you know, and then all the polish and stuff on you, are you going to end up at like 40 hours on this, or are you going to end up at like 80 or 100 or?
Definitely. I mean, I always feel like the first few hours are like very essential because I'm kind of going through the process of like getting the aesthetic down, getting the basic color palette, tree palette, you know, prop palette. Once all that is in place and once I kind of have like an idea of where I'm gonna go, then it just starts going by a lot faster. You know, once I have like my rock set, my tree set, then it's just like planting, placing, you know, setting up, like, you know, if it's prefabbed, it's very easy to like copy, boom, 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 and then just, you know, move stuff around. But yeah, that's probably, at the end of the day, it'll probably be like 80+ hours or maybe even more. But I always find that the first few days are like crucial, because then if you, like for example, if I were to have placed those mountains and then 3 days from now I find out that there's no mountains that are set to be there, then
well, you kind of have to know what the region is,
right,
where
exactly,
it's going.
Exactly.
Yeah, because that would look weird if this scene was in the middle of the desert.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, just kind of having an idea of where everything is initially just makes things a lot easier, because it saves time and everything.
And when do you hope that this will make it into the game?
Well, this is not going to make it into the game until R47, so that's about a month away from now. But, you know, but that would be fully spawned and everything. So yeah, that's probably like 4 weeks down the line. Yeah.
And is this going to be an adventure area, or?
Yes, that's correct. It'll be just an adventure scene.
Okay. Do you already know the tier?
Probably be tier 3, tier 2. Let's see. I would have to review that, but I think it's either tier 3 or tier 2. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a low level.
Well, it looks like a fun place to be. So, anyway, Esteban, thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate it, and I'm digging the maps.
Oh, thanks.